Welcome to Totally Mackinac Island podcast. Learn all you need to know about this quaint island located on the crystal blue waters of Lake Huron. Find out all you need to know from a tourist for the tourist. Hello and welcome to Totally Mackinac Island podcast. I am your host, Heather. Excuse me. Today we have a couple of things to go over. One of the big things that is coming up now, if you are interested in working on Mackinac Island, did you know that there is a website completely dedicated to that? And it is called Mackinac Works, and it's MackinacWorks.com. I will have the link in the show notes. And let me just go over this website a little bit for you, okay? So when you get there, it says the summer of a lifetime starts here, and then it has a link for you to explore island jobs. Up at the very top, you have find jobs on Mackinac Island, employer inquiry, helpful island info, and then the shop, and it's got a lot of information. In fact, there's even a viral journal and the viral 24-week Mackinac Island seasonal worker guided journal and finance tracker made for workers by workers. So I thought that that was really interesting that they offered that. And then they have up in the corner some place for you to apply for jobs. Now they also have social media on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All right, so this is the Mackinac Works is the #1 resource for workers on Mackinac Island. There's the job listings, the worker resources, the exclusive island discounts, and the merchandise that you get. We're here to help you thrive. Built by seasonal workers for seasonal workers. Not only do we help you find your dream job, but we've also created the tools you need to thrive during your time on Mackinac Island. From budgeting journals to worker guides to worker gear. We have everything to make sure you have an incredible experience while working on Mackinac Island. And then they have, check out our Mackinac Island workers products, check out our viral seasonal worker journal. And then there's also at the bottom, if you're a Mackinac Island business, there you join there, and then they help you find your best workers. So if you are interested in working on Mackinac, this is where you would go to get any information that you want. I know that it's definitely come a long way from how they used to do it, but I still think it's really cool if you have the opportunity to go work on the island, do that. I know there's a lot of college kids that do. Okay, so then next we're going to go into, if you don't follow, there is a blog on MackinacIsland.org, and when you go to it, it's actually under Plan Your Trip, and at the bottom there's a blog, and that's actually where I get a lot of valuable information, and along now with the Mackinac Island Free Press, which if you didn't know, Neil and I were lucky enough to be featured there for our love story, but they share some really great information, historical to what's going on the island. So super happy that that is going to be a new business for the island this year. Okay, so this right now we have on the blog, and this goes back to November 3rd, 2025, but I liked this because these are some new businesses that if you're not familiar with on the island, that some of them have been established for a few years. You still might not be as familiar with them. Some of them are just recently established. So this is an entries that they put. It's for Mackinac Island businesses share it highlights from 2025 visitor season. And once again, being voted the USA Best Summer Travel Destination for the 3rd straight year, and the USA's Best Place to Visit for Fall, to celebrating the inaugural Fall Fudge Festival and setting a world record for longest Wacoba skip. The 2025 visitor season was full of amazing memories. We hope you were able to join us for these unforgettable occasions, either in person or from afar by following along on Facebook and Instagram. Of course, in addition to island-wide events, each individual trip to Mackinac Island is full of special moments that create a unique, one-of-a-kind experience. Likewise, each shop, restaurant, and place to stay has a life of its own, full of distinctive anecdotes that add ever more stitching to the day-to-day fabric of Mackinac Island. We caught up with some of the newest members of the Mackinac Island Tourism Bureau to see what stands out from the 2025 visitor season and what they had in mind for 2026. Okay, so the first one is the Mackinac Island Cookie Company. And I had Mackinac Island Cookie Company back when we went to the Inn at Stonecliff. She was selling cookies up there, and they were in a little goodie bag that we got, and they were huge, and they are delicious. So on this blog entry, there is a picture of how big that cookie is, and the one is the Dutch chocolate chunk. I loved the oatmeal cookie, but, and I think there was a chocolate chip one, but I can't remember. So this is what they had to say for Mackinac Island Cookie Company. Known for baking homemade cookies the size of your head, Mackinac Island Cookie Company debuted in 2025 in a building right on the Arnold Transit ferry dock. Aside from the joy working alongside her mom and sister, co-owner Kate Conlon happily recalls hearing Cookie Lady shouted through the store windows several times a day. It also makes her smile to think of the carriage side delivery the shop offers to drivers who stopped for a snack out front. The shop even carries carrots on hand for the horses. The horses recognize my voice now, Conlon said. They know me and I have carrots. Mackinac Island Cookie Company plans to stay open with limited hours through the winter, serving treats and coffee to year-round residents and off-season construction workers who arrive on the ferry. Looking ahead for 2026, the shop plans to add an extra case of cookies full of new flavors and an awning for the walk-up ordering window. Her mom, who cracks 96 eggs per batch of dough by hand, is going to test kitchen new flavors this winter. As somebody who loves to bake, I cannot imagine the amount of ingredients that they have to go through. I mean, you think about it for fudge, but wow, that's a lot. And these cookies are huge. So congratulations to them. Next, we have Windy Escape Charters. Captain Mark Case loves spreading the joy of sailing through his new charter boat business, Windy Escapes Charters. Yet even he has been surprised on how the sailing trips have affected customers. The absolute jubilation and glee that people get has been very eye-opening, said Case, whose teenage son is his deckhand. I had a 75-year-old passenger while pulling up the end of the charter, and he looks at me like an 8-year-old kid. Aw, it's over. Windy Escapes took its last trip of the season on the 50-foot Stampede in late September. The boat in June started giving groups of up to 6 people relaxing tours of the crystal clear water around Mackinac Island, providing passengers with a unique view of Arch Rock and other landmarks as Case shared details on lighthouses, shipwrecks, passing freighters, and more. Looking ahead in 2026, Case plans to put a new seating with metal grab bars in the bow pulpit of the boat so guests can stand in front with the breeze in their face, just like the movie Titanic. That is super awesome that they would do that. One year, my girlfriends and I, we took a catamaran out around the island. This was a long time ago. And I remember we tried to take that again, and they weren't doing it anymore. So I'm happy to see that there's another sailing option, because there is the sip and sail cruises, but this is different because you're on a little sailboat. And there's only, as he said, up to 6 that can be on there. Next is Remember Mackinac. So I was going to have him on the show, the owner of Remember Mackinac, but his wife had a baby. And then shortly after that, I got engaged, and then I took the year off. So hoping to reconnect with him to get him on here. So a little bit about Remember Mackinac. A first-year member of the Mackinac Island Tourism Bureau, Remember Mackinac actually has been in business since 2023. Owner Kwame Jarrett makes custom laser engraved wood products, including signs, ornaments, and maps. One memory that sticks out is a woman running into the store and screaming, "I said yes!" She wanted a custom souvenir to commemorate her wedding engagement at Arch Rock. Jarrett also has made wooden welcome signs for weddings, as well as name tags in the shape of Mackinac Island and engraved with names of guests. A popular souvenir for kids is a little turtle ornament made out of wood. And that's the first thing they see, said Jarrett. They all want this turtle ornament. Speaking of ornaments, Jarrett keeps busy in the off-season making custom Christmas ornaments and other holiday gifts, such as wood-burned photos and interactive travel mats of national parks, lighthouses, sports stadiums, and more. Among the new products coming in 2026, pet headstones and urns. And then last is Mackinac Market on Main. So when we were there for my bachelorette, this had not yet opened, and I was curious to see what was going in there, and it looks so cute. So when the Mackinac Island Tourism Bureau debuted a baseball-style shirt to promote opening day of their 2025 visitor season, Mackinac Market on Main took notice. We loved it so much that we asked if we could copy it. Grand Hotel President Dave Jurek said kids loved them. Kids and adults also enjoyed baseball shirts and other merchandise at the downtown shop that really is two shops in one. A new downtown version of the Grand Hotel's Mackinac Market and a second location of the resort Sadie's Ice Cream Parlor. Sadie's brought a self-serve ice cream to Main Street for the first time in many years, and the shop sold clothing, ornaments, magnets, tumblers, t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, bath and body products. Anything with the Grand Hotel on it, plus generic Mackinac items as well. Customers so enjoyed the aesthetics of Mackinac Market on Main that the columns out in front and the yellow awnings inside that the Grand Hotel this winter is remodeling Mackinac Market inside the hotel to match the Mackinac Market on Main. So if you've never been in the Grand Hotel, this will give you an idea of what their market is in there. And if you've never had Sadie's ice cream, do yourself a favor and get it. It is so good. And try to go visit it when you go there, because it's like an old school ice cream parlor. So there you have it. So that is one of the blogs that I came across that I found very interesting. And you can, I will have in the show notes all these business names, so that way you remember what they are and you can look them up and follow them on socials, or be sure to visit or check them out on your next visit to the island. All right, guys. Well, that concludes this week's episode. I look forward to talking to you next week about our favorite place, Mackinac Island. Totally Mackinac is written, produced, and edited by me, Heather.